Hi, this is Adam here from Hammer Shots and West Ham is Why We Drink podcast. This is my first ever match preview, so I apologise if I say anything you don't like. Tough, please forgive me. But I'm going to give it my best shot. So we're going to look at West Ham Watford coming up on Friday night, or if you're in America like I am, Friday afternoon. Watford are coming into this game on a bit of a high. They've won their last two games against Newcastle and Norwich. Obviously two teams that we've recently played as well. Before that, they lost 3 in a row against Chelsea, Southampton and Burnley. Like us, they lost 1-0 to Burnley. Obviously, we beat Chelsea in our last 5 games, as well as drawing with Newcastle in a game we probably should have won, and the annihilation against Norwich the other day when we won 4-0. So we're coming on with similar form. As I'm sure you all know, we have the same number of points as Watford in the league, and so I'm expecting this to be quite a cagey, cautious match. Obviously, it's a game that neither team want to lose, probably more than either team want to win. So I'm not really expecting there to be a goal fest. Although the last couple of times we've played Watford, we have beaten them 3-1 and 4-1, respectively. Those both coming away from home. Prior to that, they've beaten us 2-0 twice, and we've won 2-0. So the last 5 games against Watford have been 3 wins, 2 losses. Historically, we have good form against Watford. And as far as key matchups, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I always get terrified about Troy Deeney. I always in my mind think that he scores against us all the time. But I've gone through, it will surprise probably a lot of you to know that in the 9 league games we've played, 2 in the Championship, Troy Deeney's actually only scored 3 goals against us. I don't know why in my mind he's more prolific than that. And I'm sure at the pub as well, people are always like, oh, Troy Deeney. So as far as key matchups, it really depends on what they do. I would expect Troy Deeney to start. He started against Newcastle and scored 2 penalties. But I don't know whether I'd be more worried about Andre Gray. Our issue is this. Troy Deeney is obviously a much stronger player. And against Diop, he'd probably win that battle. Andre Gray relies a little more on pace. And against Ogbonna, he'll probably win that battle. So we have, thankfully, both defenders have a strength and a weakness associated with the 2 strikers. So what I would like is whatever striker's on, I hope if Dean is on, Ogbonna will deal with him. If Gray is on, we've got Diop to deal with him. I expect that West Ham will line up the same way we did against Norwich. It's not very often that in a 4-0 win, a manager changes things around. So that would mean Fabianski, Cresswell, Ogbonna, Diop, Fredericks, Rice and Souček, Fornals, Noble, Bowen and Antonio. Personally, and I might get some heat for saying this, I am not a fan of Mark Noble playing in that number 10 role. I personally think that he plays in the role that Rice and Souček occupy, and until one of them are injured or too tired to play, I don't feel that there's a place in the team for Noble, especially if that means moving Fornals, who is a number 10, over to the left-hand side. That just doesn't make sense to me. I understand that Moyes wants Noble included, and I understand in a game like this, it will be good to have someone like Noble on the field. But I'm not a fan of players playing out of position just to accommodate somebody who isn't quite good enough to displace who's playing in their position. And so I would sooner see Wilshere come in for his first start and then Noble to replace him later on in the game. Or move Fornals into that number 10 role, and then we can put either Yarmolenko out on the wing, Anderson if he's back, or even Arthur Masuaku. The only other position that I would personally like to see a change is I would like to see Johnson in the place of Fredericks. There's been a lot said about David Moyes following this Red Bull Leipzig model of bringing the youngsters through. But I cannot understand why at 3 and 4-0 up, he isn't bringing on any youngsters against Norwich. To me, these things don't really match up. if he's truly going for that model and he truly does want our youngsters to come through, then I would really like to see Johnson getting some game time against Fredericks. Although in a match like this where it's incredibly close, both teams really can't afford to lose this game because of the 3-point distance that would put between them and the other of the teams. I can understand Moyes choosing a little more experience in Fredericks rather than throwing Johnson into the thick of things. But saying that, if we get 2-0 up in the game, or especially 3-0 up somehow, I absolutely would like to see some of our young players getting on the field and getting some experience. So, going on to prediction, I think this is a really, really hard game to call. I mean, it's never easy, but these two teams are not separated by anything but a few goals. Both teams desperately need to not lose. My head says that this will probably be a draw because I assume both teams are going to play a little bit cautiously. My heart says that West Ham will win, but my knowledge of West Ham in big time games like this, where we have an opportunity to really achieve something, and in this case basically safety, history tells me that we probably won't win the game because, in case you guys haven't realised, we're West Ham United, and when given an opportunity to do something in a game like this, we tend to throw it away. So that being said, I'm going to go down the middle and I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw, although I obviously really would like us to win. So that's it. I hope this was okay. I apologise if any of you have watched through this and thought, the hell was that about? I could have done much better than that. Well, if you feel that way, get in touch with Ian. I'm sure I'll ask you to do the next one. Anyway, stay positive, love your lives, come on you Irons.
For West Ham fans everywhere, this is the ultimate football app for you. Never miss a thing with the latest West Ham news, gossip and social stories as they break. Download the free COY Irons app now from the App Store and Google Play.